What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, once again, we are back down here at the gun range, putting some rounds down range and going over another pistol here today. So today we have this beauty you see here. This is the Canik TP9 SC Elite, as you can see there. This one is optic ready, so it is equipped with a Romeo 0 red dot on top. So let's put a couple rounds down range and get some first impressions on this thing. I like it. It shoots pretty smooth. The trigger pull is really nice. It's actually a very smooth trigger pull, not a lot of kick. It is the SC version, so it is subcompact. So, you know, usually those tend to have a little more kick to them. So let's put some more rounds down range and see what we got. So after those first couple rounds, I realized the red dot was a little off on this thing, but I went ahead and got the Allen key. We got this thing squared away. So let's put some more rounds down range. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, those shots were a little off there. They were more to the right and about an inch down. So let's put some more rounds down range now that we got this thing corrected. See how she shoots. Much better. I don't know if you guys can tell. That was a much better grouping right there. So this thing is pretty accurate. I like the way it shoots. This trigger is actually really nice. I've heard a lot of good things about Canik triggers, and it seems like they come true with this model here. So let's put a couple more down and see how this thing goes. Well, last bullet. Time to reload. So just to do a quick overview on this thing, it is a 9mm pistol. As you can see here, it says Elite SC. This is a 9mm. As you can tell, it's got a snubby little grip here, but it does hold 15 rounds in this magazine. It comes with a flush fit magazine that holds less, but as you can see here, it's got that famous Canik trigger here in the front. You got a little Picatinny rail there. It's got some nice cuts in the slide here. So we'll go over it a little more in detail once we hit the tabletop. Well, let's put some more rounds down range because everybody likes to shoot more, talk less. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that grouping there, but that thing was a really nice little group there on the 3. That looks fantastic. So this thing does shoot really nice. The trigger reset on this thing is pretty good. Let me see if I can show you guys there. See there. Let me see if I can show you there. Yep. Nice short reset and makes it really good for follow-up shots. So I do really like this thing. It is a clean break on the trigger. See here? Nice clean break. So it definitely lends itself to getting a little more accurate shots down range. So let's put some more rounds down range and see her in action. Real quick while I'm reloading this mag, big shout out to the guys down at Pembroke Gun and Range, Lewis and Nick. Always nice to us down here, letting us use the range, get some good footage in here and get some rounds down range. So if you're ever in South Florida, they're right here on Pembroke Road. I'll put the address right up here in the corner. So come down and support these guys. Just some quick conversation while I'm reloading here. I do like this red dot. It's a nice little small red dot, so it makes it good for pinpoint precision shooting, which, I mean, in a handgun is not the most essential thing, but it does give me some good shots there. I'm getting some really good groups there. And once I got it dialed in on that red dot, that thing is hitting hole after hole within like an inch of each other at 15 yards, not the slowest shooting. So I wanted to bring you guys over to this angle so you can see that when I draw, how that thing shoots the trigger, how it performs. So you can see here, let's load this thing up and take a look here. Did you guys see that? Short reach, crisp trigger pull. So I got 9. I'm gonna use these 9 rounds to do some accuracy, see how accurate not only I can shoot, but how accurate the pistol can shoot. So one of those numbers on the target that's untouched, probably number 8, and we'll see what we can get at 15 yards. Let's do 15 yards. Accurate shooting. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what it looks like. Number 8 there, that's at 15 yards. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots there. That's probably let's see, 6-inch circle there at 15 yards. So that's not bad. That's pretty good for a handgun. So good on the Canik. That also comes from having a good trigger. The trigger on this thing is actually really nice. I really like that trigger. Though the gun feels a little bulky, but we'll talk about that on the tabletop review. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you. This channel, we like to go over all things EDC, from guns to gear, from pepper spray to knives to any kind of EDC tactics and training. As I learn them, I like to give them to you guys. I'm no expert, but whatever I've learned, I like to teach to others. There's no point in keeping these secrets. We want the population armed and ready to defend themselves at any given time. So thank you for joining me. If you get anything of any value, go ahead and subscribe down below. Comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like about the videos. This is a community channel, so let me know what you guys want to see, and we can always modify the videos according to that. But for the most part, I think what you guys enjoy the most is shooting footage, going over guns and gear reviews. So for now, that's what we've been doing. But I also want to include also just skills, different videos of doing demonstrations, how to properly grip a pistol, how to control recoil, things like that. So we'll start doing a little bit of those things. Also, do not forget, there is a giveaway on the channel. We are giving away an Olight flashlight. It's a great flashlight. It is the Warrior 3S off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a 2300 lumen flashlight. It's great. It's a limited edition. There's only 4,000 that they're gonna make, and it's in Regal Blue. So if you haven't checked that video out, go ahead and down below in the channel and check that video out. I'll try to link it in the description or put a card somewhere right here. So comment, subscribe. You can join the giveaways. That automatically enters you into any future giveaways. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So today we got a good one for you. Today we're going over another one of my preferred lines of guns that I think are very underrated. It is another Canik. Today we have the Canik TP9 Elite SC, as you can see there, 9mm. So let's go down to the tabletop and see what she's all about, see how she shoots. Let's go over all the features, and I'll tell you what I think about her. Took it to the range, and we'll see. All right, this is the Canik TP9 Elite SC, as you can see right there on the slide, which I think makes this thing look very nice. So this is, as I said before, a 9mm pistol. SC, in case you didn't know, stands for subcompact. So this thing, without this magazine, it is a very nice and small pistol, very compact package. As you can tell, most subcompacts, your finger falls right off the bottom there. So that's why we are rocking this thing here. So it is a 9mm Canik TP9. So let's go from front to back and go over everything she has to offer. So it does come with a match grade 3.6-inch barrel. This thing does come with a 12-round flush fit magazine. This is the 15-round magazine. It is subcompact. The overall length of it is 6.7 inches. The width is 1.5, as Canik is famous for making some chunky little beasts. And from the bottom of the magwell all the way to the top, it is 4.6 inches. As you can see, we got a lot more going on here, so we'll go over that in a minute. The color on here is the tungsten gray color, in case anybody's interested. This is a factory color. This hasn't been modified at all. And as you can tell, there's a couple little things going on with this, so we'll go over it. The front sight is a white dot sight there. Nothing major there. It is metal though, so for all you Glock fans, this is a little nicer, okay? The rear sight here is a blackout sight, so those actually line up really nice, as you can see there. You can see a lot more by me doing that. Like this slide does come optic cut. So it is ready. It takes on any RSMC footprint optic. This is the SIG Romeo 0, as you can see there. So this thing, even with the little plate that you see there, this thing sits nice and low to where you can still co-witness right here between your red dot, your sights. You can get a nice sight picture there. So that's fantastic. That cut actually sits very low into the slide, so that's cool. So that co-witness is always a plus. As you can see, the slide has some nice cuts in it here, some nice cuts in it there. So this thing makes it good for tracking the slide. Very good tactile. For those of you who like to press check, you can. As we said before, it's a 9mm. When you come across the top here, you got the loaded chamber indicator at the top there. So that's always good. The more safety features you can have on a pistol, it's always good. So far as I always like to say, as long as it's not an extra step you have to defeat in order to use the pistol like that, there's nothing you have to do. It's just there as a visual indicator for you. So that's always a plus. Moving right along to the back of this thing, as we said before, this is your rear sight. It's a blackout metal sight. Going down the side here, you got your slide release here. As you can see there, it's a very long extended one, which works very great. That actually worked very good. I was using that when I was shooting at the range, and it works really good. It sticks out just far enough, but it won't interfere with your shooting grip. It doesn't get in the way. You have your takedown levers here as like a standard Glock. You pull this thing back, you pull the takedown levers, and bam, your slide comes right off. In the front here, we do have a Picatinny rail, which is always good. Especially, there's a lot of subcompacts that leave that out, but it's always good to have that on there for flashlight, laser, anything you want. Take you to the back of the slide here, because this is always a really cool feature that I think Canik does, and I am a fan of this, is your loaded chamber indicator there on the rear of the slide. So when the chamber's loaded, it's a little red dot right there poking on the back of that thing. And then when you pull the trigger, it disappears. So I think between these two, it's good safety features to have, to always know the status of your weapon. If you're ever carrying, you can always just look at the back of this thing. Even when you're firing, it's right underneath where you got your eyes sighted anyways. So I think that's a fantastic idea. I'm not sure why more companies don't adopt it. I think it helps, especially beginner shooters, but even advanced shooters. It's just quicker to be able to read the status of your weapon. If for any reason you got into conversation and you forgot, anything like that, you don't always have to resort to press checking, dropping the mag, stuff like that. You can always know, boom, I'm ready to go. Just different ways of doing the same things. So I think that's fantastic. Coming down to the grip here, obviously it's a very small grip. It does come with interchangeable back straps. So as you can see, this is removable. If you pull that pin, this little back strap can come off. As you can see there, obviously it's a separate piece of plastic. I didn't have any problems with this grip. This grip, especially with this magazine. I'm sure if you put the flush fit in there, that would be a problem, even though the flush fit magazine has a pinky rest on it, so it would work good. But this thing with this magazine in it worked fantastic for me. I had zero problems with it. It feels like a full-size pistol in your hands, though it's not. The only problem I've ever had with Canik is the fact that these pistols are chunky. They are chunky. I'll run it through the Handgun Hero and I'll show you side by side with, let's say, the P365 or the Glock 19 or anything like that. And it is a noticeable difference when it comes to the thickness of a pistol, which feels good when you're shooting it. It feels like you got something heavy duty in your hands, very bulky, well made in your hands. But when it comes to concealing, this is extra thickness you have to deal with. And that's something to consider when you're everyday carrying. You got your ambidextrous slide release here. That's really the only thing that's ambidextrous on here. It looks like the mag catch is reversible here. But as far as the texture on this pistol was very comfortable. I mean, it didn't move my hand. Obviously, I wasn't running and gunning. I wasn't muddy or bloody, but it did what it had to do. It's a good looking pistol. It shot great for being a subcompact. I gotta say the recoil on this thing was very manageable. I shoot everyday carry a P365 and it is much snappier than this. And I shoot the 365X, which has the longer grip, and this one still feels much more calmed down, much more, it absorbs the recoil much better than my 365 does. My 365 is definitely snappier than this thing, so I definitely got to give it to Canik on that one. And the biggest overall plus about this pistol is this little guy you see here. The trigger on this thing is phenomenal. Caniks are known for good out of the box triggers. So let's drop this thing. Let's give you a look here. The trigger on this thing is a little bit of take up, but it's a clear wall right here. There's no question about it where your wall is. So let's see that. The trigger reset, very tactile, puts you right there. There's no take up to the wall after the reset. You're right there. So I think that's a fantastic trigger. I love the trigger on this thing. It made itself very enjoyable to shoot. Once again, here you go. See there? A little bit of take up between. There's like an initial wall here. Then this is a clear defined wall right here. This is where you know bam is gonna happen. So, but once you reset the trigger, you're right there at the authentic wall, if you will, not that first initial wall. So that's a very fantastic trigger. They have the same as the Glock design here, where you got the little, what I like to call dingus, weenus, whatever you want to call it. It's a little trigger safety there, as you can tell. Once you push that, it does a little lever action there that enables the trigger to go back. Because if you push this trigger without doing that, let's see, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, it jams up right there. You cannot pull the trigger back. So that's just another safety on the pistol, which is good. So unless you intentionally defeat this trigger by pulling that, it will not go bang. But I can't say enough good things. It is a great, great, great trigger. Canik, as you know, is also famous for, as you saw in the other Canik video I did. If you haven't seen that one, I'll try it out. Put that thing right up here. They also come with their own holsters in the box. So they come in the box already like that. So the fact that they give you a custom holster to go along with it, that's also a big plus. A lot of you big name companies don't do that. SIG, Glock, H&K, you heard me. So that's fantastic. It's great to have a couple extra accessories to go along with your pistol. As I said before, it comes with a 12 round flush flip. I don't have it on me right now. It's the only reason I'm not showing it to you guys. But this is the 15 rounder. It's not much bigger, as you can see there. I mean, it's chunkier, but the 12 rounder sticks out about a little bit there. I'll roll in some photos of that. But overall, this thing is a great pistol. I actually really like it. If it wasn't for the size, the thickness is what really bothers me, but it is a very comfortable shooter. I have zero complaints. To me, it's just personal preference. It could be my size hand. These are great pistols. I had zero failures with it. I put through it 115 grain 9mm Blazer brass. No problems, as you can see in the videos. I try to get some angles of it shooting From the sides, you can see that it's not a ton of recoil. Subcompacts are known, like I said before, for being snappy. This one gave me no problems on that end. It was actually a plus. It was enjoyable. So if anybody was looking to get a nice budget, everyday carry pistol, a little higher than just the lower end of the budget, this is like mid-budget, mid-tier budget. This is a great pistol. I recommend it to anybody. So if you have any questions about it, if there's anything I missed, anything that you've had in your own personal experience that I didn't have in my personal experience, comment down below. Let me know. Let's talk about it. That's it from me, you guys. As I said, if there's anything else you want to talk about, anything else you want to see, any questions, write them down below. If not, stay armed, stay trained, get informed. Above all else, even if you don't remember those three things, remember this: Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And nobody has salvation apart from the name of Jesus Christ, because there is only one name given to men above all names by which we can be saved, and that name is Jesus Christ. He is the only way to salvation. So come to Christ today, receive forgiveness of sins, accept eternal life, confess Him as Lord and Savior, and put all your worries at His feet. I love you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Talk to you later.